What's up, guys? Chef Dave back with another cooking video. Today we're going to talk poached eggs. The poached egg. People love them. Everyone orders them in a restaurant. Nobody wants to make them at home, and I totally get it. It can be a pain in the butt, but today I'm going to try to show you kind of a foolproof way to make a poached egg. Let's get into it. Pretty basic. This is kind of a standard 2-quart pot, maybe a 2.5-quart pot. You want enough room for the eggs to kind of chill, but you don't want just to have a giant pot of water, right? Waste of time. So I like to use a pot about this size if I'm doing 2 to 3 eggs at a time. I think this size works perfect, and you want about 2 to 3 inches of water in depth. Okay, in here is just water right now. We're going to use a little vinegar. The vinegar doesn't matter so much. I mean, stay away from like red vinegar, but the quote-unquote white vinegars all work really well. Distilled, white wine, apple, champagne, they all work well. You want to put about 3 tablespoons worth of vinegar in there, and that'll just help bind the egg. We also just want to put a little bit of salt in there, because we want to season our egg as it cooks, obviously. Our temp we're looking for is just before boiling. What I like to do is I actually like to bring it to a boil and then drop it down a little bit. Okay, so we're coming to a boil now. Perfect. Just want to drop it down to about medium heat. Slotted spoon is the easiest to use, just because you can, when you fish them out, it'll drain them a little bit better. Let's check the temp. So between 200 and 210 degrees, that's kind of where you want it to sit. So we're in a pretty good place right there. Now I do like to crack, if I'm doing them, I do like to crack them into a bowl, just to, ensure that they're not wonky. But you don't have to, it's all up to you. You want to do this kind of fast, because you want the eggs to cook at the same time, especially if you're doing multiple. So you can line a bunch of eggs up, but I like to, since I'm just doing 2, we're just going to crack one and then crack the other. You're going to spin this. Now a lot of people make a mistake and spin and drop the egg on the outside. That's actually wrong. There's too much centrifugal force back there, and that can actually push the yolk through the white, and that we don't want that. So we actually want to aim for the middle where things can stay tighter. Okay, so we're going to do the 2 of them really quick. Got a good spin. Okay, we got a good spin going. Okay, egg, and then the other one. Now that's slowed down, now you can drop the other one to the outside. So you're kind of working your way in to out when you drop eggs, okay? And then once they kind of stop moving a little bit, you give them a little bit more of a turn, making sure not to hit the egg. And you'll see, I'm going to leave this straight through. I won't edit any of it. This way you can see how long it actually takes to cook the egg. Now, I might even bring the heat up just a hair, just because we've just dropped really cold eggs. I didn't temper them into the water, so it'll drop the temperature of the water down quite a bit. Now you always get, there's kind of 3 layers to eggs. You got the yolk, you've got I call it the hard white or the more set white, and then you've got the fluid white. The fluid white is what forms these kind of ghost sheets, if you will. That's what I call them. So you're not worried about if some of it is a little wonky out there, because you're also going to kind of trim that off later. I like to set up, especially if I'm doing a lot of eggs, I like to set up just a little catcher. Okay, you can see the water. I don't know if you can see in the film, the water's starting to want to simmer a little bit, so we can drop that back down a little bit. check the temp. 200, 200. So we're at perfect temp there. Okay. Perfect. Now let's check them. Still a little soft. You can see how they kind of splay, if you will. See how that's still a little under right there? You want to cook them a little bit more. You want to be gentle, but they're tougher than people think. I don't know if that makes sense, but especially once that white really starts to set. Maintaining that good temp. And again, I think you can do 2 to 3 eggs at a time in a pot like this. I think is totally fine. I do like to keep them kind of spinning. I think it helps even the temperature and cook evenly. Some people don't, which is fine. You know, there's many ways to skin a cat, as I like to say. But this is just my way. But it's pretty easy. You can do this at home. And more importantly, you can really do them ahead. If you set yourself up a tray with a couple paper towels on, you can set, a lot of restaurants do this, so you can poach all your eggs ahead of time, and when it comes time to eat, you can flash them in the oven for just a little bit, just to take the chill off of them, if you put them in the fridge, or even just leave them at temp for a little while. Totally fine. They stay really well. Just give them a little flash in the oven, or you can drop them back into water. But it's a good way to get ahead. I think we're just about there. Yeah, see that? Perfect. Perfect. Check the other one. Perfect. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Now let's grab our guy here. Okay, pull it out. And then flip it over. And that's how your beautiful presentation side is always on the bottom. Okay, boom. There you have it. Perfectly poached eggs. Boop, 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 boop. Super soft and gentle. Now, if you're going to poach a lot of eggs and you want to keep going, periodically you'll just want to, strain that out, or just, scoop all that stuff out just to keep your water clean. Okay? So there you have it, guys. Poached eggs, I think the easy way, and a good way to get ahead if you wanted to when you're entertaining. But it's pretty simple overall, and it's just a great way to have a beautifully poached egg on hand at all times. If you enjoyed this, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Stay tuned for more, guys. Thanks. Peace.